Noah. I'm from California, and I'm an autist.
And we're live. We know. Oh my god.
Take it away, boys. Introduce yourselves.
My name is James Crowley.
Damn, dropping the whole last name.
Wow.
Now I feel just like outshined.
I feel a little naked.
My name's
Not
Noah
gonna lie.
Dinglebopper, by the way.
I'm Peyton.
And I'm Colton.
And then we have our producer here, Alec. Say hi, Alec.
Hi, I'm gonna be here sometimes, but
you're
probably
not
not
Yeah, he
much.
won't be
supposed
here
to
often,
talk.
and you all will thank me for it later.
He's actually paying us to be on this, so.
The ratings will
also
speak for themselves.
literally doesn't even do anything.
You know, I'm hoping we're going to be like Donald Trump and just everything, regardless of our ratings, we can just maintain a positive attitude and say the ratings are fantastic.
Yeah, I like that strategy.
Yeah. We need positivity up in here, or else the existential dread will set in, and we will all end our lives.
Very true.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm here to make sure that happens.
He is the beginning and the end of this podcast. Anyways, so we're going to be talking about a few different topics today, you know, just random stuff that we found interesting or that we want to, you know, talk about throughout the week. So first up on the chopping block, I think Jim has something he wants to talk about.
Right. Yeah, sure. So a while ago, this was a few years ago, and I think some of you guys have heard this story. I was on a plane from Barcelona to Philadelphia,
Where's
returning home from
Philadelphia?
vacation.
Is that somewhere in Spain?
That is somewhere in Spain, yeah.
Got it. Continue.
And I was sitting next to this dude, and he didn't really speak that much English, but we were able to kind of communicate a little bit. And he was telling me something about how he was a boxer, and I couldn't quite understand just from the motions that he was making because he was, you know, air punching. But eventually he started showing me some pictures that he had. And,
What kind of pictures are you talking about, Jim?
well, that's where it gets really interesting. At first, he showed me a guitar that he told me was worth $100,000. Then he showed me a piano that was also expensive. I don't remember how much it was, but can you guess what was on the piano?
It better have been nudes.
It was a naked woman.
Really?
And so that's when I got really interested, and I can't believe I haven't told you this before.
Wait, like
you got
an
interested?
actual like real woman like laying on the piano.
An actual real woman laying on the piano.
Did you
Like,
ask him
naked?
who the woman was? Like,
I mean, we could barely speak to each
Fair,
other.
fair.
Saying who wouldn't have really got us anywhere.
mhm.
And so then he showed me another photo of someone that wasn't him in the hot tub with two women. One was from the piano holding some kind of gun. I think it was like a shotgun or something.
Okay.
So I'm thinking to myself, what the heck am I sitting next to? This guy like a mob boss or something? But no, he keeps on telling me that he's a fighter, he's a boxer. And I guess he was doing something in Vegas and he was on his way there. And he starts to teach me moves, or at least try to teach me something. And the way that he's doing it is like physically grabbing me and doing these like excruciatingly painful bends on my arms and hands. And the entire time I'm sitting there, I'm like, I can't say no to this guy. Like, this guy could literally kill me with his bare fists. So anyway, and then he starts to try and teach me how to speak Spanish. And so he's like, order this from the flight attendant. And he's like, telling me to order a Coke. And the entire time he's like critiquing me, and the flight attendant is just so annoyed. He's like, can I just go now? And he's telling me to like repeat it until I get the dialect perfect.
Mhm.
So that's just my experience with this overly aggressive boxer that I met on a plane from Barcelona to Philadelphia.
The only
Did you get his
thing
number?
No, I didn't get his number.
The thing
Ah,
that
you
screams
missed
out
out.
from me the most is the toxic masculinity that is apparent.
Oh my gosh.
That's a huge problem in our society right now. I agree.
Agreed, Jim. Let's elaborate on that.
Jim, how big was this guy? How big
Oh
was
man, he was shorter than me, but he was
No,
much
we're not
taller.
talking about that kind of big.
No,
We
yeah,
don't
we're
care
talking
about
about that
that.
kind of big.
Well, I don't know how big his dick was, but his balls were massive.
Okay.
Did he look like he could have been a boxer?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Did he have super like abnormally long arms?
Not. I don't remember him being long. I just remember them being muscular.
Okay.
Sounds to me like a foreign guy trying to talk himself up.
I don't know, dude.
He
Because
probably went to Vegas for the same
I-
reason everyone goes to Vegas. Hookers
2
and
years
blow.
ago,
Mm.
I convinced a group of kids at my college that I was a professional boxer.
Oh
It's
really?
very, very simple to do.
For those of you who haven't seen Peyton before,
Absolute
that'd be like-
unit.
I look like I could knock Mike Tyson out with a slap. That's how big I am.
Okay. Okay.
I'm jacked, ladies and gentlemen.
But not jacked off, ladies and gentlemen. Because we
single and I'm
have a
ready to
word from
mingle.
our sponsors, the Holy Bible, brought to you by Jesus Christ himself.
I have actually a real ad I'd like to plug since I just saw this today.
Yeah, feel
On
free.
If you
Facebook.
plug your own
guy.
podcast, I'm gonna kick you from
Yeah,
the
so here's an ad I saw on Facebook. That's the wrong chat.
Yeah, that's
My
the wrong
bad.
text channel, bud.
what
Here's an ad I saw on Facebook. Noah, if maybe you can
Yeah, I'll zoom in
maximize
on that for you.
So can we just like talk about this though?
That's
for a minute?
obviously a
That was
talent.
the goal.
So they clearly had to draw the picture because obviously reasons.
I can't even.
Am I
But-
going to show this?
Oh, that's a ball sack.
Yeah,
I mean, it's allowed to be on Facebook, so
is it
but-
just? Well, I'm wondering, is it just around the balls or is it around?
Yes, it is literally
shaft
just
as
around
well.
the balls.
Well, that
If you-
depends,
Okay,
that
but
depends
what-
on the size. Micro
But
penis,
what-
fit it all.
But what pleasure does that? Okay, I'm assuming the little
Well,
ball
there's some
goes.
weird fetishes out there, man.
Yeah, don't
Up the
kink
butt.
shame,
Well,
James.
yeah.
It's just a cock ring.
Some people are into that.
Yeah, but why does
Good for them.
that?
Me,
It
it's a
seems
weird
like the
thing.
other end goes.
I would
in-
argue that it's not even a cock ring; it's a ball ring, because cock rings go down the shaft, restricting blood flow from leaving, which is incredible, by the way.
But this one's more like a taint tickler. That's what I'd call it.
But there's no the middle. There's no touching of the taint. It is literally
That's true.
just
It's
anus
just
proliferation.
true. And are you supposed to wear it all day?
I'm just fascinated
God,
by the
no.
engineering that someone who did 4 years for mechanical engineering made that. Never thinking that they'd have to do that.
Maybe
Yeah,
they
and then-
wanted it.
And then
Maybe
someone
he
who
engineered
has
it.
a master in graphic design had to
Had to
draw,
draw
a picture
that.
of
You know,
Yeah.
the
But-
undercarriage.
you know, maybe he wanted it. Maybe the engineer made it, and he's like, "Holy hell!
He's just
What
a
have
really
I
kinky
made? It is
engineer.
incredible." And then he mass produces it and sends it to all the people who share the same kink as him. Are we ones to judge? Is my question.
We are pretty kinky.
Speak for yourself.
Peyton,
I
what are
just
your
wonder why
kinks?
that's okay to be on Facebook.
What are my kinks?
Yeah, what are your kinks?
Really couldn't tell you, considering I'm a virgin.
What? That
Wow.
doesn't make a difference.
Peyton,
Yes, it does.
here's
How do I
all.
know what I'm into in the bedroom?
What? Peyton, are you retarded? I can tell
Yeah,
you,
we can't
I have a
use that word.
domination kink.
No,
we can't use that word.
How
How do you know you have a domination kink?
What do you mean? Because I watch domination porn and it really gets me going. It's really
Wait,
that
are you-
simple.
Are you serious, man?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, like not full leather chaps and like whipping, but like
I've never heard you
So
talk
what,
about
you're
it.
into
hardcore, a little bit of a hardcore slapping and a really good choke.
What?
So you're abusive. You want to hit women? Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely.
Yeah, but are we counting a kink as like a kink that you like watching in porn, or as a kink that you like doing? Because
They're
what
bo-
if you get down to it and you
Either.
choke her and you're like, oh, I hate
That's
it.
true. What if you like really didn't like
I
it?
have no idea what we're talking about here.
I'm gonna go off on a limb here and say that for me, I really want to choke a bitch.
Yeah, but what if like she passes
but-
out and then you're panicking and
What
like
do
you're
you
scarred
mean?
for life?
If I
Okay,
if she passes
why
out,
would
then
you
it's
panic?
good.
She's gonna
It's
come
good.
to. You can kill
Why is
her.
it good?
What do you mean? Because no one likes to be lightly choked. Where's the fun in that? I need to be heavily choked. Fear for my
I've
life.
heard a
choke.
quote. They don't want to know that they're gonna die, but they're not sure that they want to
Live.
live. Yeah.
Exactly,
They're not sure if they want to make it out.
It's kind of
Or
like a 50.
know if they're gonna make it out.
It's a gamble. It's really a gamble.
That
It-
sounds like even if you're married, it's like, hey, babe, I'm gonna need you to sign this waiver just in case I kill you.
No.
Yeah,
Because
you don't want to get locked
If
up
she-
for murder.
But if she passes out, just stop choking her, and then
Is that
she'll come back.
manslaughter?
But what if you're just in the moment and you're going with it and you forget to stop choking her?
Then
It's true.
honestly, it's unfortunate.
Yeah, what if you get
That's
into
on
it
you.
That's what
and your mind is just in a completely different place?
That
and
would.
you're just
What would that
choking
be?
and
I think
choking
that
and
would.
I think it'd be like
manslaughter.
you
manslaughter.
come to
Yeah,
and
that
it's
would be
been like 3
manslaughter.
minutes and she's gone.
I don't know, producer.
3
What would you?
minutes.
Do you think that would be manslaughter?
I don't
You are
know,
also
man.
our legal team.
I feel like people would probably charge you for murder after that.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
For sure. What?
I mean, I I guess.
No, you should disable notifications before you start.
You're right. I apologize. How do I disable notifications?
Just right-click the channel icon.
Right.
And mute notifications.
Got it. It's muted. All right.
Just building up a little hype for you.
Huh, I appreciate it, man. You are not only our producer, but our social media manager and our legal team.
Oh yeah.
Quite the amount of things you need to do to.
My
make
legal
this
advice
podcast
is
successful.
do not get in legal trouble because I don't know what to do.
Okay, that's a good.
That's actually solid.
Right. Yeah.
Awesome.
But do you know anything about bird law?
The most avian
I only
of
really know
laws.
maritime.
Wait, you only know maritime law?
Yeah.
All
it's
right.
true if you
So,
take
guys,
the
in the
seas,
event
totally
that
different.
anything happens, we will host the podcast on a cruise ship in the middle of international waters. They can't touch.
It's at least what? Isn't it 7 miles off the coast?
I believe so. 7 miles off the coast.
I think a quick Google search could determine that. And since I'm the producer, I'm going to get right on that.
Thank you, Furko.
You're welcome.
Hey, Furko, pull this up.
I don't have control of the screen, so I can't. But I'll certainly post a link to Google that Noah
Anybody
can
eat
pull up.
any good restaurants lately?
I went to
that's not
Claim
us.
Jumpers, and I was not impressed.
Yeah, Clam Jumper's kind of meh.
After I got good recommendations from some people in this podcast.
Listen, man, I don't want to talk about it. Last time I went, I was little, and I always liked the ribs and
You
the
didn't say that
fries.
you were little the last time you went there. That's a game changer.
Wait, hold on. Hold on. Let's just rewind this back here. Let's say freshman year of high school.
Okay.
I'd count that as little.
I can forgive that, but I feel like
It's
I
been
should
a
have had that
while.
information.
It's been a hot
disclosed.
minute.
Like, I liked Family Guy when I was a freshman, so
What's wrong with
You
that,
know.
man?
taste change.
I recently went to a GCU local taco place known as the Gay Tacos.
Really?
Did you really?
Yes.
Like
It is
happy?
known as the Gay Tacos because the tacos come from a gay bar. So that was quite the experience.
What
You're
does that have
serious?
to do
We
with?
pull up,
Okay.
we think we go to the wrong place. We're like, oh, whatever, it's still gonna be good. It's Mexican food. It's Arizona. You know, they do it right here. Then we're in line. We look into the door. We see bubbles everywhere. Bubbles filled to the
And
roof. of this
glitter.
building. And we're like, okay, this is just like a club that, you know, they have like a bubble night or whatever. But then we notice that's all dudes in there, and they're all like, you know, feminine looking dudes, you know, playing like, you know, like acting silly and stuff like that in there. And we're like, okay, we're at the right place. Then
What?
So yeah, it's a gay bar that serves tacos. These tacos were phenomenal. I personally got a quesadilla with steak. Oh my gosh, it was crazy.
And you don't remember most of the night either.
No, we do. When we were in line, two gay guys at the other side of the line were talking about Andrew Kennedy.
No
Oh,
way.
I don't know
really?
what they were saying, but they were definitely talking about him. The guy
Wait, was
kept
he-
saying to his friend, "The guy in the black shirt. The guy in the black shirt."
He was
And
Mickey.
Yeah.
I mean,
And I
let's
was
face
like,
the facts.
they
AK
either
is a
think
pretty good
they
looking
either
guy.
think that this man is a homophobe, because I'm pretty sure he might be a homophobe, or they were like attracted to him. One or the other.
Mm. Or both.
Yeah, or both. Or both. Yes. So yeah.
So hold on, it's like a taco stand, and then like you enter in the secret door into a
Okay,
gay
so, like the
nightclub.
layout is like super weird. So it's like a building, but it's outdoors. There's no roof on it.
What?
It's just like the sky above.
So if it
But it's
rains,
like,
are they fucked?
It's like wooden walls with like a bar, DJ, dance floor, you know, tables, chairs, but there's no roof. It's just like a net over them. And then there's like a door, but in that door, it's like a half door, like a stall door kind of thing, where like you would
And there was
order
a small
food.
hole cut out.
No, but then on the
Like
other
waist level?
side, it's just complete open, and there's like a trailer that they cook the tacos and Mexican food in, and then there's like this little area where the chick takes orders, and she'll alternate between taking orders from the people who are not in the gay club and the people who are in the gay club.
What?
Interesting.
Okay,
Yes.
that's
Interesting.
wait. So
Did you fake
Um,
being gay to get in sooner?
No, because we weren't in the gay club line. We were in the normal line.
Right.
Okay,
I'll
wait,
find
wait.
a picture.
hold on. So yeah, someone brought up the rain thing. So if it rains, is just all the music equipment and everything just screwed?
Well, we're in Arizona, and it very rarely rains.
I mean,
The desert, there's flash floods.
when it rains in
Yes.
Arizona, it does rain, and it rains hard. Just
See
like
if
the
I can
boys
find-
at Ram Ranch. They go hard.
No,
Ram Ranch,
no.
it really rocks.
So here's a good picture.
Too
I'll
far.
post this in the chat so you guys.
Yeah,
can
no,
take a
you got
look.
the wrong channel.
Oops,
Channel.
the
So-
daisies.
So you see, there's the line, and that's
Okay.
the normal line. That's
Yeah.
where everybody who's not part of the gay bar goes. But you see the door in the back where those two gentlemen are. That's
Two
where the
gentlemen?
gay bar is.
On the
so
left?
everything past the cooler, inside that doorway,
On
that
the
little
left.
window. No.
Oh,
Directly in front of the line.
on the right.
Straight shot.
Okay,
Right above or right below the red and black sign.
got it. That's
yeah,
the gay
that's
bar?
where the gay bar is.
Interesting. And where is the ordering station?
Right there at that white cooler. There's a lady there.
I see.
The orders.
I see.
Yeah.
I never went here.
Was it good tacos?
It was delicious. Oh my, it was insane. I didn't get the tacos because the guy next to us had the quesadilla, and we asked him what it was, and he told us. And oh my gosh,
And we should point it
Wow.
out. Peyton's a pretty big foodie too.
Yeah,
He likes
Payne
cooking his
is
own
a
food.
food connoisseur,
yes. I'm
owing
gonna
to
cook after
his
this.
absolute
What was
units.
the name of the restaurant, Peyton?
It was Taqueria Los Yaquis.
Los
What?
Yakis.
Yes,
Interesting.
it was fantastic food.
Give me
Super
a.
cheap too. The tacos were $1 each.
I mean, as tacos should be.
Yes.
Yeah,
Tacos
true.
should not be a luxury
Wait,
item.
were they little tiny street tacos?
I can get you a picture of the tacos.
Yeah, hook me up.
Here we go. Here's 3 of them. There, $3 for that. Count me right in.
Oh, they're street tacos.
Okay, they are street tacos. Still,
Yeah.
that's pretty
Yeah.
normal price food.
Yeah.
Did they sell cow tongue there?
Ooh.
No, they did not sell
Cow
tripe.
tongue, one of the many delicacies across very many cultures, including Korean barbecue.
Wait, is tripe cow tongue or is that something else?
No, I think Lin
That might be
Linguine.
the intestine. Yeah, the cow stomach is the tripe.
Did
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
get
what's-
tripe?
Yeah. No, there was no tripe. But I wanted to go to another place that has tripe. But I did
Why
not
do you
like
want to try
tripe.
cow intestine?
I
or
don't.
stomach?
I've had tripe. I had tripe in Japan. It was very fatty. I did not like it.
Interesting. Not a bit. I don't understand. Anyone here, please raise your hand if you are not a fan of fatty meats.
Like what?
I am
Like-
currently raising
like
my
if
hand.
you
Yeah, I'm raising my
have-
hand too.
If you have a ribeye, are you gonna eat the whole ribeye, or are you gonna cut off the fat cap and only
Wait,
eat the eye?
I'm not gonna eat the fat.
Who eats the fat?
What?
Well, people say it has the
Okay,
flavor.
a better,
It
a
does
better
have the
example. A better example, weird, is if you bite into a piece of chicken and it bounces back, like it doesn't chew, like you're biting on the fat.
Oh, God,
are
I
you
hate
gonna
that.
like stop eating or are you gonna continue?
No,
I spit
it out.
I'm gonna spit
Continue.
that part out.
Are you kidding
Thank
me?
you. Thank
No.
you.
You
And
wasteful.
when if you guys are cooking, which I don't know if you guys like cook very often, but when you're cooking and you have chicken, you're preparing it, are you gonna cut off every piece of fat you see, or are you just gonna like?
I'm gonna do
chop
my
it up a
best.
bit?
I'm gonna do my best, but I don't want to take like hours to cut off all the fat.
Well, it doesn't take hours. You just lose a lot of meat. Like I'll
No,
get
you
my
lose a lot of
chicken breast,
fat.
but I lose a ton of meat. But I know
Well,
that
Well,
what
yeah,
I'm
because
eating
you do
is,
it the
is perfectly what I want to eat.
because you do it the quick way. You just cut off. You go back. A centimeter or whatever. Just cut it off to make sure it's all off.
Yeah.
Yeah, but see, like when I do it, it's like I'm trying to just get the fat off, and it's so annoying.
But
I feel
why?
that.
It takes forever.
I just don't understand.
If you get a sharp knife, you can go at in a 45-degree angle. That works well.
Like I think a good marbled steak,
Uh-huh.
like with
Well,
that's
I
not
don't-
too fatty.
What a marbled
like-
steak, when you cook it, doesn't all the marbling just like kind of burn
For the
off?
for the most
no,
part.
it caramelizes. See, it's called a Maillard
Yeah, but
reaction.
it's not
Yeah,
so
but-
big that it won't chew.
All right, but
That's
do,
the
like
thing. Chew
so
is something
good-
that doesn't get chown. I
No,
don't know if that's
if
the word.
you cook fat
It
correctly, it
shouldn't be a
isn't
thing.
chewy. It is melt in your mouthy.
yes, like bacon.
Yes,
but
exactly.
I
like
really,
bacon.
but like when a bacon is like 80% fat, I don't want it. Like
I
I, want.
clean
But
my
is the
pan.
bacon so thin that it really wouldn't make a difference compared to
Yeah.
a fat cap, which is
If it's
thick?
crispy enough.
I'm more of a soggy bacon guy myself.
Really, I like mine
Yeah.
like crisp. Like
Really?
I
crispy
like it crisp, but not burnt.
Crisp.
Like if I'm at a restaurant, I'm gonna ask for my bacon extra crispy.
extra crispy.
Speaking of bacon,
Also
I actually
on the
had
food
I had a
topic-
drink.
Okay, you can go. Go for
You
it.
want me to go? All right.
No, you.
I had a drink the other day called a Smoky Revolver, and it had a skewered piece of bacon on top of it. It was like whiskey,
What?
I don't even know what was in it. It was
Were you-
whiskey
were you
and then
supposed to
liquid. They had like
Drink
liquid
it and
smoke.
then eat the bacon?
Yeah.
Or did it like mix well together? Was it like a combination of flavor?
No, I think they put liquid smoke in whiskey. Like they made like an old fashioned and then put like a drop of liquid smoke in there,
I'm not sure.
and then
what
put a
just
piece of
happened.
bacon on top.
But isn't liquid smoke?
I heard a
something
stream
different than-
notification. Please give me 1 second while I check.
Also,
what
on the
happened.
food thing,
Continue talking,
this
Bush.
weekend or yesterday, I went to something in Arizona called the Junk in the Trunk Market. It's a vintage market.
Yeah.
It had live entertainment, all these vintage stands, and then food trucks. So I go out to the food trucks and I see this one place, and it's a pricey place, but I look at their menu. They have filet mignon sliders.
Whoa.
What is
Yeah.
the point?
And
Yeah,
guess
really.
what? Guess what your boy got? The filet mignon sliders.
But Payne, tell me this.
Holy guacamole!
No.
Were they
hold.
some of the best sliders I've eaten in my entire
Are these?
life?
Is it ground beef patties?
No. It was
Or is
like,
it
like filet mignon strips of steak on the
What?
slider.
Dang.
They
It was
mutilated a
literally
filet mignon?
Insane.
No.
Oh my
The only
gosh.
thing insane is the fact that you paid money for them to mutilate a filet mignon.
I also got a
Absolutely.
pomegranate lemonade. It was okay.
Okay,
But
I actually found
Commander Root, thanks for the follow, man. Appreciate it.
smoked old fashioned. Hold on.
What-
Wow,
what is
12-year-old
what is
single
liquid
malt
smoke again?
scotch. I don't think
Liquid
they add liquid
smoke.
smoke. I think they add something that's like maybe they have a barrel, like a whiskey from like a smoked barrel. So like, so here the ingredients to smoked old fashioned cocktail: 12-year-old single malt scotch,
Mm-hmm.
demerara syrup. Oh, that's really simple syrup. And then 2 dashes of Angostura bitters. I'm gonna Google what Angostura is. Interesting. And then it says choose your smoke. Oh no, you do smoke. Choose your smoke: hickory, applewood, mesquite, or cherrywood. 1 large ice cube. So hold on.
Isn't Angostura bitters?
Smoke is
a-
added via. Hold on. Smoke is added via smoke gun, such as this.
A smoke.
Yeah, because
Oh.
liquid smoke is
Here.
in a bottle. It's like used as
Yeah.
flavoring.
So you actually smoke the.
Yeah.
You put a tube in there. Is that going to show a picture? Bring that up.
You have
Bring
to.
that up, Noah.
It's up. I'll enlarge it for them though. If I
So you
can.
put,
Oh, there
and then
we go.
you actually smoke it like that. You put the actual smoke in it.
So they use that in the drink.
Yeah, and then Angus. Let's see, bitters are. I think it's just regular bitters.
Yeah,
See, bitters sounds like a
Angostura
name.
bitters is just a brand of bitters.
Yeah, I'm looking to see what the actual bitters like the. Okay. It's actually alcoholic as well.
Bitters is alcoholic?
This particular one.
How much? What's the alcohol?
Wait, what is the
44.
alcohol that goes in it?
I don't know. It says it does not contain Angostura bark. Spanish
So
for narrowing. It's not saying what's in there.
Have you guys ever heard of picanha?
Remedy for
What is
hiccups
picanha?
It's
or
it's,
upset stomach.
It's pretty much ribeye, only it's South American cut of it. Let me see if I can pull it
Oh.
up. Or producer, can you actually look up picanha for us and give me a link? So
I
in
will try my
short,
best.
I've heard that picanha is some
Picanha
of
is
the
wild.
most fantastic tasting meat, especially if
There's
you
a
have a good
picture.
sous vide. Like the fat cap on it is incredible, and it really rends down owing to a really intense flavor I hear. So I've always wanted to try picanha, but I don't know
I've
how
never
much
even heard of it. Where can you buy this?
I'm sure if you went to a butcher, you could actually find picanha.
Yeah, it's just known as a sirloin cap in the United States.
Yeah,
Wait, what's the sirloin cap?
it's
The
in the
picanha.
chat.
Ah,
It's just the Spanish word for
Yeah.
gotcha.
yeah. But it looks like an incredible piece of meat, especially when you get this kind of coloring on it. Let me see if I can post that.
Well, look at that. Look at this. Well,
What?
you're gonna get insane coloring no matter what if you sous vide something.
But look at that coloring of the fat. Just a golden caramelization of the fat cap. That would be incredible. Absolutely incredible.
I feel like this podcast is quickly turning into a foodie podcast.
We can change subjects.
Are we all
We just
hungry?
branch
Is that what's
off.
going on?
Okay. Well,
No, it was all about the gay tacos.
Oh, yeah.
I have a question about the podcast.
What's up?
Okay.
So there's 7 people watching the stream. 6 actually now.
Okay.
How many of those people are us?
Looks like there's 5 here.
I'm on my computer.
I'm on mine.
And I'm on mine.
5.
3.
It's
Yep,
just
same.
us, it
4.
looks like.
4 with Jim. 5
Uh-huh.
with Noah. And I could actually just open up the viewer list real quick.
Yeah, I'm looking at the viewer list, and it looks like it's just us and then 4 bots.
Yeah, I see Sub,
4
Central.
Yeah,
.net,
bots are always
Skinny
in my
Seahorse,
chat.
Commander
Or
Root,
channel.
Apricot.
So who was
Trooper.
PB and some J? Did he leave?
That's my coworker Chalo. He tuned in for a little bit. I don't know where he went.
Cholo.
Oh, that was Cholo.
Yeah, that was. Anyways, I'd like to steer this podcast in a different direction. Let's get off the meats and let's talk about.
You had a story to tell, Noah.
It's less of a story and more of a. I want to know your guys' opinion. So let me give you some backstory.
Real quick before we do that,
Yeah.
I think I'm going to give you guys free random. I think the producer's going to step out for this.
Okay. Well, we appreciate you being here, producer. We'll see you on the next one when you're here. You're fired. Please get lost. You know what?
All right,
Actually,
it's been a pleasure.
just kick, and you're gone. All right. Anyways, back to my story. So, I was watching the YouTubes today, and I saw this random video pop up on my feed, which it happens from time to time, and I clicked on it because it was intriguing. I don't remember the title exactly. Oh yes, it was "Woman Catfishes 100 Men using Tinder." It was a picture of
Nice.
Riley Reid. So I'm like, all right, you caught my attention. You put the porn star in the thumbnail. I'm intrigued. So I go into this video, and I watch it, and lo and behold, this woman in Union Square Park, which I'm not unsure where that is. Is that New York? Anyone know?
Sounds like it could be.
I would.
Sounds like
yeah,
it could be, yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, Union Square Park sounds like New York. Anyways, so this woman.
Wait,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's in New York.
that could be New York or even San Francisco, maybe.
I'm only seeing New York.
Whatever. The point is, this woman catfished, quote unquote. I should put it quote unquote because it's not necessarily a catfish, but kind of is. She made 100 random men show up to Union Square Park expecting that they were going to get a date from this girl. I believe her name was Natasha. Now, when they got there, not only did they find that there was 100 other men, or 50, 60, whatever other men there, but Natasha got up on stage. She had a big stage, a bunch of speakers, she had bodyguards, she had referees, and she
Wow.
said, "Hello, my name's Natasha. I'm sure you all know me from Tinder, and the reason I brought you here is dating in the modern era is very difficult with all the social media and that. So I thought I'd bring you all here, and I would put you all up in a competition, like a battle royale for a Tinder date." So
That's when you leave.
exactly. That's
when you
immediately
back up
I would have
arms.
lost.
That's
But
crazy.
here is where it really gets bad. She immediately lists off qualities that she wants not to be present in her man. She started off with,
Whew.
"If you are shorter than 5'10", please leave. If you are less than 6 inches down there, please leave. You just aren't big enough. If you weigh X amount, please leave. You are too big. If you, and she just lists off thing after thing after thing that just is.
What if? Wait.
yeah.
What if you're like 6'10", like 300 pounds? That'd be like normal size.
I don't know. Maybe they stayed.
What I want to know is how far do some of these guys travel to do this? I feel bad for the
A
guys. who
great
came from those
question,
states.
and I didn't even.
She
think
sounds
about that.
psychotic. Like just listing
Agreed.
off. Like if
Psychopathic,
shortness
yeah.
is. If shortness is like a deal breaker.
Like I understand everyone has their physical preferences, but saying it to their faces like you aren't good enough, that takes it to a whole new level for me. Like
Yeah, that's
behind someone back where you see them and you're like, oh, I'm not attracted to this person. Fine, but once you bring in them to a public place in front, there's probably 300 people watching this whole thing, probably even more, honestly. And watching these men just get shot down like bombers over London during World War II. Just boom, bam, flak cannons going up. I found it disgusting, honestly, because let me tell you, if I was to do that somehow, if I got 100 women to go to a park where I just absolutely said, if you weigh more than 145 pounds, please leave. You are too fat for me. Or if I said, if you are over 5'6", you are too tall for me, please leave. And I said, if your breast size is smaller than a C34 cup, please leave. You know damn well I would be on headlines across the country as the most sexist person possibly ever. I would be getting roasted by everyone. I would be called a sexist. I would be ridiculed by everyone. And I just find it absolutely ridiculous that there is this double standard there.
Hey,
well, that's why this makes me think it's staged.
You want to explain, Noah, why you said if you're over 5'6"?
He's got a thing for short girls, like 5'1", 5'2", 5'3".
You want to give a little more backstory on why?
I'm a manlet? Is that what you're looking for?
Not quite.
Oh my God, are you bringing her up? Jim, you absolutely
right now.
You absolute douche. Why would
Actually, guys, I have a story to share. It's more of an essay.
Wait. Don't take me off the topic. I want to know your guys' thoughts. Do you agree with me, disagree?
Yeah, I think that's pretty fucked up.
One guy at one
point.
point.
There's that new YouTube channel that called Jubilee that does speed dating. And they have one person in the middle, it's a guy or a girl, and then they have 20 other people who's the opposite sex of them. So they're all in a group chat together, and the girl or guy who's in the middle will ask them questions and will say, like, if you blah, 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 then please leave.
In the group chat.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's kind of the same thing, but they don't go into specifics like that, where, like, if you're, like, weight, but they do height. Like, the girl will be like, if you are not taller than 5'8", please leave the circle. And so everybody who's shorter than 5'8" will have to leave the circle. So it's kind of being normalized by this channel, to be honest. Because they're getting upwards of 5 million views.
Women can afford to be pretty selective with how they date in general. I mean, that's just how it goes in the animal kingdom. It's called sexual selection. It's why males are oftentimes like really colorful if they're a bird to try and attract more women.
Like peacocks.
Yeah.
Oh man, what a great!
It's just part of our biology.
Mm.
I don't think there's anything wrong with it per se.
I think something
being selective on what you want.
Absolutely not.
It's ultimately up to you. But the thing that's wrong was her doing it in
all
public,
these men.
Embarrassing them, and then posting it to the. Did she post it or somebody else post it?
Yeah, I agree. But do these men know what they're getting into?
No, they had no idea.
They don't.
They came there understanding that they would get a one-on-one date with this girl.
Well,
what about the Bachelor or Bachelor?
Well, they know they're signing up.
That's their choice of going in.
That's true. They do know going
decide,
in.
Yeah, they decide. I want to be on the
like
show.
They come here expecting that they're just going to get a one-on-one date.
Yeah, they were expecting.
They know what they're getting into, and that's my problem. If the men knew what they were getting into, then I would have no problem with it. But they are being A, catfished, B, emasculated, and C, humiliated.
Well,
and one guy did. What? One guy did run up there, and props to him. He took the mic from her, and he just said, "This is bullshit. This is absolute bullshit. What you're doing."
He ran up there.
He ran up there, took the mic. An African American guy. He took the mic and he said, "This is bullshit."
Now, why'd you have to make it about?
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
What?
Wow.
What does that matter? What does that matter?
You're right. My bad, guys. I'm a racist. I apologize.
Take it back. Say he was white.
He was white. He was a white man. He was angry. He had a gun because he's white.
It was a girl. We can't impose genders. It was whatever.
Don't assume their gender.
God, I'm just a transphobic, homophobic, racist bigot.
Homophobic? Now you can bring the hobos up in this?
You're right. I'm sorry. I apologize. Man, I'm just going to, you know what, guys, I'm going to end this podcast. I'd like to thank you all for tuning in.
Okay, but couldn't the guys have just left?
Yes, they absolutely could have. And some of them did.
So
Most
why
of them
did they stay?
Because
we know there was at least 5 guys there still hopeful that they were going to win.
Yeah, and eventually.
Was this girl attractive in the slightest?
No.
Wait, was she attractive?
You know what? Let's pull up let me pull up a photo.
Let's get the video.
Get a snapshot of her.
And also, after she eliminated like most of them from, you know, like appearance wise, they had physical tests, like push-ups, sprints, all that.
Okay.
And these guys did it? Did the guys do it though?
Yes, some of them did.
Okay, well,
funny if
Okay, I found the video.
They're
at the end,
idiots.
This girl's all like, "Yeah, you guys like bent over backwards for me. That's not a quality I like in a guy. Sorry." Just rejected all of the guys.
I and I'm really sad it didn't happen, but I was wishing I watched the original video just to see, hoping that the guy would get up there who won and would say, "I don't want to date you," and drop the mic and walk off, because I find it absolutely.
Part of me thinks that this is staged.
No, it was staged in the sense that the guys are real. They don't know what's going on, and
Yeah,
I'm
but
showing.
how do
I'm
we
showing
know that they don't know what's going on?
What do you mean? Because
Maybe it was
most of them are in outrage.
Yeah, they were told that.
The only thing that was staged was this was done. The idea was created by a man who created another viral video that went viral on the internet.
Okay, so I couldn't find the video, but I found a Call of Duty commentator talking about it, similar to
That's the video I originally watched.
Oh, really?
The guy, his name is Rob Bliss. He made a really popular viral video. It was of a woman walking through New York, not saying anything, just walking, and she was getting catcalled. And he is the man behind this video. This was his idea, but it is true. She did go on Tinder. She did catfish all these men into coming to the park. I just think if the roles were reversed, there would be a lot more outrage than what it is right now. The only people I see getting mad at this are pretty much a very select few amount of females, and maybe like 50% of men.
Wait, so this Rob Bliss guy is the one who made this video?
He produced it. Does that make sense?
It could be 100% staged.
Sure, it could be, but I know it isn't, because the men in the video are outraged.
Yeah, but again, they could have been told to act out.
Sure, Pan, this whole freaking podcast could be staged, I suppose.
Okay, take it easy.
I'm
just saying, it doesn't make a lot of sense.
What do you mean it doesn't make? What doesn't make sense?
Why would the guys stay this long?
Because some of them, they don't care. Some of the men probably didn't care. Some of the men are like, sure, I'll compete.
Man, that's sad if you're in that mindset.
And that's the other thing. I feel so bad for these men that came out there thinking they were going to get a one-on-one. Like some of these guys, I saw some of these guys, and I'm not the best looker myself, but some of these guys just looked like they really wanted a date, and then they come to this, and this is what happens to them. It's just really, it just leaves a really bad taste in my mouth, is all.
I think it'd be fun to win and then just be like, "Hey, you're not my type anyways. You're crazy," and then just
leave. Like look at her and go like,
"That way she does
do you
no
weigh
one.
more than 100 pounds? Oh, I'm sorry, you're disqualified. Do you weigh more than 6 pounds? Can you do 2 push-ups consecutively? Sorry, you're out of it." Anyways, that was my little Tinder extravaganza I saw today, and just thought.
Tinder? Oh,
yeah, it was Tinder.
Right.
The platform. Speaking of Tinder, I can't crack the code on it. I literally cannot. I have.
Do you finally add a picture of yourself?
No, I think he does have pictures, but they're like, he looks like he's 12.
The guys that really want to date are the ones that never get one, by Dark Engine 1.
Okay,
Agreed.
well, wait. I just watched this video, and you're disgusted at this girl, right?
Yes.
You do realize that this video is made to show that this is what goes on a daily basis, and that it's disgusting. She's commentating at the end saying, like, this needs to stop.
I didn't watch the original video. Is that what's going on?
That's exactly what's going on.
Can you send me a link and we'll watch it together? That would be really unfortunate.
What you call a misread situation.
All right, I'm gonna skip forward. What? Give me a timestamp.
Swipe left if you're under 6 feet.
No.
It's what?
Yeah, stop the
Second one.
What we've been that. Look at how angry this makes people, and yet this is what we've been doing the whole time.
I
guess sometimes you just have to lay a trap
then she
to
starts
catch people's
commentating.
attention and start a conversation. Just because someone doesn't check off every box on what we find attractive doesn't mean they aren't. It's absurd, isn't it? To judge people by such petty things as if they like.
Alright, she just said just because someone doesn't check off every single box that we find attractive doesn't mean they aren't.
Mm-hmm.
No.
It seems like I've been caught.
Misread. I think you got catfished.
Yeah, I got catfished by that Call of Duty gamer. You know what?
Really?
I apologize. I should have read more into the topic and watched the original video. That is my bad.
This can be viewed as a commentary on the misinformation surrounding social media
and
rage culture that our society is engaged in on a daily basis.
Yes, that is a very good topic to look at. I apologize, guys. That was really bad of me.
Real quick, I want to talk about how we have yet to come up with a name for our podcast. And so if there's any of our 2 video viewers out there who got an idea.
I think it's just us viewing it.
Dark Engine 11.
Don't worry, I'll show this to my friends after and...
No, Dark Engine 1's
Dark
in here.
Engine 1, yeah. You know?
How's it going, man?
Hope you're having a good night.
Okay, well,
if you
you
got
send
any
this into
names for the podcast that you might think is pretty cool to listen to, we're open to suggestions. This is actually the pilot episode if you just tuned in. So we're just looking to get some suggestions on names. Right now we have Ram Ranch.
Nope.
If you've never looked up, don't look that up.
What was it? What was the Bone Hurting podcast?
r/Bone Hurting podcast. If you
Suicide Mechanized Revolutionary podcast.
Also,
no one ever thought of
and
that.
all of
the
these
Mouth
that
Breathers
podcast. You don't know about Mouth Breathers?
That's from Stranger Things.
Oh, is
Window
that
Lickers?
I've never heard of that. I've never watched Stranger Things.
I'd
like to touch on a point that Dark Engine made. The guys that really want to date are the ones that never get one. Can that be more true? As a man that follows that, it is... and it's like people say... Sorry, Jim. But it's like people say, you'll never get a date until you stop... Yeah, exactly. You always... Like, once you're in a relationship, women are going to flock to you. I've heard that. Colton... As resident relationship man.
If you're actively searching and you seem desperate, I think it's different than if you're confident and seem like you don't care. So if a girl looks at them and is like, wow, he literally does not care about anything. Like, he's not trying to get a date, he's not trying to do anything, he's not trying to whatever. I mean, that's why... Okay, so there's a story that this guy told me recently. This was last week. It was a client, and he was talking about how he had a friend.
Prostitute. No, he's a construction worker, guys.
No, yeah, it was the homeowner. A homeowner told me, and that still sounds maybe like a prostitute. Anyways, so I agree. Dark Engine women do sense desperation. Yeah. Anyways, he said that he had a friend who in high school everyone thought slayed. Like, every party, he would go into a bedroom with one of the hottest girls.
Her name was Slade?
Well, no.
Slade.
Oh, gotcha.
Slade.
I thought her name was Slade.
He came out to them years later as being gay, and he said that he was, like, he would take care of these, like, they'd be, like, super drunk and sick, so he'd, like, take care of them, and then he'd literally just sleep with them. Like, not, like, there's no penetration, just straight up sleeping, just taking his nap.
I respect it.
Podcast name Zero Penetration.
People were like, dude, we thought you were like in there like getting. He's like, no, he's like, I never had sex with a girl, ever. And I think what it was is he's did not care. He wasn't looking for it. And I think probably that helped is the guy did say he was like a fairly attractive guy.
Well, and then, did the women know that he was gay? They had no idea.
No, not until.
So they got
in the room. I'm sure he told them, but he probably. They got in the room.
Like, oh, I'm gay.
They got in the room and he was like, listen, like, blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't want to do anything. I don't know if he should have told them. I don't know if he told them, but he basically was just a super nice guy. And since he wasn't looking for it, I think they just kind of naturally flocked towards him because he was, like, confident. And I think confidence is the thing. If they sense confidence in you and, like, no desperation.
Yeah, that's being comfortable with yourself.
Yeah, and if you're comfortable with yourself, I mean, I think without being a douchebag, I mean, you could be like a Chad minus the douchebag. So, like, what would that be? What name would that be? Like a
Chewbag.
Chad minus douchebag.
Chadwick Boseman.
That's fine. Chadwick Boseman?
Basically, be a Chad, but don't be Chad at the same time, because no one likes Chad.
Yeah, I think that's one of the hardest things I've had to learn over the years is exactly like Dark Engine said. Women sense desperation, and they're like, it's like a shark with blood in the water. They are so keen on the look in the sense of desperation.
Well, hold up.
Yes,
I don't think it's that they're that keen. It's just that we're unaware if we are desperate.
You know what? That maybe that's more likely because men are, in general, we miss so many cues that women seem to pick up or lay down themselves. Like, you guys ever heard that? Oh, she was hitting on you. Me personally, I have not. I'll just go out there and say that. Never had one of my girlfriends walk up to me and go like, "Oh, that girl was hitting on you." But I've heard a lot of stories on the internet and from mutual friends that years later they realize, oh, this girl wanted something from me. She wanted some action. She wanted me to pursue her. And she was laying down, like, signals, but I never picked them up. And then years later, you're lying in bed. You just had a really alcohol-fueled night, and you're feeling good. And then you're starting to drift off, and your mind just wakes up. And then you're like, holy shit, this girl wanted me. And then you're up for the next, 4 more hours, drinking yourself while trying not to cry about all the missed opportunities you had. And by the way,
this is a personal life story?
No, not me, not me at all. Just a hypothetical.
What girl?
Not me. It's a hypothetical.
Okay. Well, okay.
Fact of the matter is,
okay.
Dark Engines, right? I think women can sense desperation really well.
Time for
stop reeking of it, you imbeciles. If you want some
art segment,
be confident. What's our art segment?
All right, everyone.
I will
open up Microsoft Paint.
Okay.
No. It's already pre-drawn, baby.
Pre-drawn?
Yes, we're gonna take one of the marvelous art drawings I have.
Okay.
We're gonna judge it. We're gonna rate it.
All right.
This is
Wait.
What'd you guys think?
Dark Engine.
One girl I went out with was beautiful, but she was really shallow. How important is arm candy to you guys? After a while, you become so irritated. An average-looking woman that you are best friends with is the ultimate relationship.
So basically, she was using you as arm candy. Versus,
I've never heard of arm candy.
Oh, okay, wait, I see. How important is arm candy to you guys? So, like, she was super hot, but
Gotcha.
She was, like, basically as interesting as a door.
I think that in that case,
I don't think
worthless.
I don't think arm candy.
Obviously, as somebody who, if I looked at you and I saw that she was like a 10 out of 10, I'd be like, dang, that guy's lucky. Like, I wish I could have something like that. But then
if she opens her mouth,
only one, yeah, if she opened her mouth and she had no idea what she was talking about, I'd be like, okay, you're all looks. Like, you got nothing else there. Congrats.
Yeah, not even necessarily dumb. Like,
from what I found,
she could be rude. She could be just not a nice. I mean, I think looks are nothing without personality. Honestly.
Absolutely, and I totally agree. But what I found is that over the years, so when I was 14, the most attractive woman to me was just based off looks, purely looks. But then something happened in high school. I met this girl, and you guys all know her, but for the stream,
here we go.
And I dated her for looks too.
Shut the hell up! I didn't even date her.
Don't say her name. Just give her a
nickname.
Anyway,
we'll call her M. Her name was M, we'll say. And throughout high school, she was by far the most intellectual woman I've ever met. She was intelligent. She was... I don't even know how to explain it in words. Besides, what?
Was elitist? Wide.
She wasn't elitist to me. You have clearly a different interpretation.
Oh, elitist. You didn't take calculus with her, so.
Her soul size was 20,000 cc's.
Anyways, I found that I was equally and or more so attracted to her intelligence. Like, one of the most attractive things about M to me was her intelligence. I don't know what changed in me where I'm like...
I
think it's because opposites attract. It was your lack thereof.
My airheadiness and her...
She was as smart as you were stupid.
Yeah, I mean... Maybe, but I totally get what Dark Engine's saying. is that...
Like you'd be the stay-at-home dad, and she would bring in the bacon.
Hey, that's fine with me. I would be her bitch if we ended up getting together.
That would be a
fine
very
with me.
boring life.
What
to be
if
a
the only sex that she wanted to have was with a strap-on?
Oh my God! Well,
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna show my friends this podcast anymore.
Yeah, I'd still do it. Yeah, that's fine. I'd take it.
You'd still do it.
Absolutely. She's beautiful and she's intelligent and she probably is gonna get like a kick-ass job one day.
And I'm bisexual, so it's.
It's not even bisexual. It's just a hot woman
100%
pegging
gay.
me. What's wrong with a hot woman pegging me? There's nothing wrong with that.
Dear Lord.
Some guys look at women like they are cars. Every guy at some
Wait.
Whoa,
Can I just interrupt there?
Yeah, go for it.
I look at cars like they're women. Like literally, my fiance said like the other day, like she doesn't have to worry about me looking at other women because literally the only thing that turns my head like walking down the road is like if a nice car drives by.
And God,
I took a picture of a Lambo I saw in Roseville. I forgot.
And
really?
God,
Yep.
the day you find
me.
a muffler that can fit your massive penis, it's gonna be over for her. Fiance is gonna be just.
It's gonna be a diesel like a 5-inch, just big and girthy.
Every
Okay,
guy
you can
at
read-
some stage, every guy at some stage in life wants a hot woman. Some when they are young, many when they are old. But really, it's about is she your best friend? If you don't have a friendship, you have nothing.
I agree.
I think
Fully
the
agree.
boobies are the most important part of
Oh
a
my
woman.
God! I think that if
What?
you don't like, if you aren't best friends with your potential, significant other, or fiance or whatever you want to call it, a husband, wife. I think. What?
Nothing.
I think. I just don't foresee it going as well as if they were best friends. Like my parents, for example, they are best friends. They only want to be around each other, and it's really. Like they fight like best friends too. That's the weirdest part. They're always fighting, but at the end of the day, like at the end of the argument, it's like it never even happens sometimes. Now, of course, sometimes my mom decides to hold a grudge against my dad or peg him with strawberries. That was a good story. Maybe talk about that in the next podcast. But at the end of the day, they are best friends and they do love each other, and it always ends up, being okay. So I think that
She's in it for the money.
She's not in it for the money, Payne. That's something terrible to say.
I think that's I think the friendship thing is key because with my current fiance, we were super good friends long before we were dating.
What about your previous fiance?
Yeah.
What?
You said current.
Sharquisha?
I just met my fiance. There we go. But like, I think, the friendship has a huge thing to do with it because like you're already comfortable, and pretty much they're already the person you go and talk to about, most stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that if you have someone that's the opposite sex that's like that, and then I don't know, you just kind of go for it. I feel like the relationship's gonna just be better in general. I feel like because you already have that comfort, you don't have to get like to past like the awkward like asking questions, knowing things. It's like they already know everything about you. And then any looks on top of that is just a plus. I mean, you have to be attracted to them, obviously.
Now I have a question. At the same time, do you guys feel that being someone's best friend beforehand of the relationship even starting, do you think that can be a danger of the chances that the relationship even starts in the first place? And what I'm really looking forward to, looking at, is the friend zone. Do we think that there is take it.
So I'm not gonna name any names because they'll probably end up watching this. But there's someone here that we'll just call him Z because so it's far away from his initials.
Is his name Zeke?
No.
Okay. Zuko.
We know he likes this girl, but the one thing that's holding him back from pursuing this girl is that they're brand new friends pretty much, but they're good friends. They've connected well and they connected super fast with each other.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like they've been friends for like years now. But the thing that he says is holding him back is that if he ends up asking her, but she says no, then that friendship that he had just created is in shambles. It's gone. It's ruined. It's way too awkward to do anything together.
Okay.
And,
so
he's scared of that. And
let me throw out a thing here.
Yeah.
So my fiance,
We'll call her Zuko.
Months. So Zuko, before Zuko and I started dating.
It's like some Avatar: The Last Airbender fan fiction.
We were what did we do? We were like in the parking lot of Starbucks, like in my car. We were just talking. Hey, everything was fine until the fire.
I was a 400-pound bald man.
It was right before she went off to war. So no, we were sitting in a parking lot of Starbucks and we were just talking, and like, I don't know how I mustered up the balls to do it, but I told her, and she was like, "Yeah, I don't feel the same way about you." Literally changed nothing now.
But
literally changed nothing.
No, yeah, but that's a rare case.
But also at the same time, she said she didn't feel the same way, and then
the day after
that night was like more flirty than I think ever.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
but then it was like a solid 2 months before she said that
she actually scared to admit her emotions.
Maybe
you just caught her off guard.
I'm just saying you gotta just
risk it to get the biscuit.
You get a best friend and you're like,
but look at it this way.
It's not gonna make things awkward if you're true best friends.
We're 4 weeks in. Mm-hmm. If he asks her, she says no. We know that if this did end up not happening, that she would be extremely awkward about it whenever.
Okay, wait, hold on.
So then at that point, we could never have her.
So he's not best friends with her. He just met her 3 weeks ago.
Yes, but they're like I'm telling you, they hit it off like they're best friends already. Like it's crazy.
It's fine. Just deal with it. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out.
Yeah, just go for it. If it doesn't work out, yeah.
Dark Engine says if you have to ask, you don't have it.
If you have to ask, if
you have to ask what?
I don't know.
Clarify.
Yeah,
clarify.
I think he's saying if you have to ask.
If you have to ask yourself if it's gonna work.
Either that or if you have to ask. I don't even know, dude. Clarify.
Please clarify. Let's be respectful to our guest here.
Sorry, while we're on the topic of relationships, have you guys heard about the origins, or I should say, some hypotheses about the origins of monogamy in humans?
Oh God.
What is monogamy?
Okay, Jim. What is
monogamy?
Monogamy. Either way.
Monogamy. Got it.
It's mating with one person for the rest of your life.
Monogamy. Got it. Go.
Right. Have you guys heard of infanticide?
No.
Wait,
infanticide?
Yeah, I've heard of pesticide.
Nice.
Yes. Have you heard of pesticide? No. Infanticide is when a male of one pack of creatures kills the nursing child of another woman of the same pack, and they do this because the woman who's nursing is typically unfertile when she is nursing. So if the man kills the child, then she will become fertile, and so the man will rape her. And this happens in species from rats to rodents to chimps, and people think that it had something to do with the origins of monogamy in humans, because if this woman had a partner that she was monogamous with.
Can you just say monogamy, just for my sake, please?
Then.
But for my sake, can you say monogamy?
Okay.
But for my sake, can you say monogamy?
Every other time, just say monogamy.
If this person had a monogamous partner.
There we go.
Then,
monogamous.
Monogamous. Then,
Monopoly. Just say
monogamous.
If she had a monopoly partner,
got it.
Then she would be protected from this infanticide. And so that's where they think that monogamy came from.
Jim, I think it's way too late at night. I haven't eaten dinner. That I cannot think clearly about anything you just said.
If I can take the mic.
Dark Engine clarified. If you have to ask the girl about going out,
I guess Jim's topic.
Or if she likes you, or if she wants to make out, or if she anything.
So if you have to ask the girl to go out with you, you don't have it. Hello?
I don't think that's necessarily true.
Yeah.
Are you supposing, Dark Engine, that the girl would make the first move, or that it would be clear enough that you don't have to ask the girl?
But
like you just go for it? Like,
yeah.
I feel like
that if you have to ask if she likes you, there's a lot of times where you think you know, but in reality you don't know.
You should know.
You just said you should know, but you think you do. But there's so many girls out there that play it off as something different. They have a super flirty personality.
Maybe what he's saying is you should know, and then you should make a move, knowing that you know. So you ask her out to a movie, or you just go in for the kiss. You just, you slap her. You put the two lips together.
I see. You should know, and she knows, and you know she knows. So basically, you both know, but no one said anything.
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily agree with that because I don't agree with that. I think your confidence can come in without knowing, and you can just kind of throw it out there and be like, "Hey, listen, I like you. We should get together, have a drink."
Or should you just play a game of slap ass and see if she joins?
Because I'll take. No, I'm not gonna bring that up because it'll be awkward.
What?
Yes.
No, you can't do. No, this podcast is off the rails. Go.
No, because then it just cancels out more people I could show this to.
Okay, fine.
Fine.
And I'd rather have more views than this than.
For the purposes of networking our virgin podcast.
But back to it.
Monogamous.
I agree with what Colton was. Well, I don't agree. I agree with Colton, but I disagree with what he's saying.
Dark Engine.
If you know and she knows, then you both know, and you know she knows. You don't always know. You don't always know that she knows.
Like you may think that you know she knows.
Does
the nose know?
Might get a little intimate, and you think, "Oh, this girl's definitely into me."
Does intimate come from
and then you go for it, and then she'll just shoot you down, like Noah was saying, the bombers in London over in World War II.
Yeah, the bombers in London during World War II. God rest.
There's so many different factors that play into everything that you can never know for sure.
So, Dark Engine, I have a question for you. In your opinion, would you just make the move on the girl when you, supposing that you know and that you know she knows and that you know what I mean? Would you just make the move?
You know and you know she knows.
Yeah. Would you make the move, or would you allow her to make the move, or would you rather talk about it with her? Go like, look, I'm into you. I'm wondering if you are into me, and maybe we could do something about it. I'm curious to see your perspective.
Or you say, I'm into you. I think I know you're into me.
Mm-hmm.
Then we're back to square one. You don't know, but you think you know.
I think you should do like a Morty-style monologue.
I definitely think that in a perfect world, that a woman would just walk up to you and go like, look, you're attractive, I want to date you. Or like, look, you're attractive, let me smash your face.
Well, that's the confidence everyone should have. Everyone should have the confidence to walk up to the person that they are attracted to and admit that they're attracted to them, and they would like something to come out of it.
See,
and if they get shot down, they get shot down.
Like, so
okay, what about a complete stranger? So I'm working.
Well, that's the thing.
I'm in college and I'm working at the mall.
Mm-hmm.
Two girls come in, ask some questions, leave, turn around, come back.
Mm-hmm.
One walks up to me, says, "Hey, one more question. Do you have a girlfriend?" And I'm like, yeah. And she was like, "Oh, of course you do. Okay, thanks, bye."
What?
She just went for it.
Yeah, I respect it. I respect it.
Yeah, I respect the game.
She didn't even know me.
Yeah, she was attracted. She wanted something, so she asked for it.
Women, am I like? I can't type the entire protocol. It's very complicated, but I've always known. I've never missed. Every girl you've asked out.
Like a Chad.
Hey, there's Chads out there.
That's why he's never missed.
Yeah, he's a Chad.
That's what I'm just saying. He sounds
nothing
like
wrong with being a Chad. We're just a bunch of.
Anything wrong.
I've made a million mistakes. We're just a, what's the opposite of a Chad? A neckbeard? Is that
it? Chad. No, because Chad's like, I guess it's extreme one way. So yeah, I guess like a neckbeard would be the extreme the other way.
Just all the Chads like you, Dark Engine, taking up all the Stacys.
I'd prefer Stacy's mom, but that's just me.
Stacy's mom has got it going on. Let me tell you.
But maybe when he says I've always known, it's completely different than what we're. Maybe he's like, I don't know, an adult.
I think it depends. If you're
like
best friends with a girl,
thing.
you might know.
Maybe we're talking to Dan Blazarian.
Yeah, but you think you know, because I've had it where I thought I've known, and I'm like, okay, there's clearly something here, and then you shoot for it, but there's nothing there, and you're just airballing it.
Bad at reading.
You missed 100% of the shots.
Everybody else, you say,
you don't
hey, are you seeing what I'm seeing? And like, yeah, there's definitely something there.
I've had that happen too.
And then you go for it, and then there's nothing there because we think we know the person, but you'll never really know.
And I kind of see what he's saying, because let me tell you a little story. We're back to M in high school. So, after, I used to hang out with her after, during the weekends, after school. Anyways, one particular night, we were saying goodbye. It was dark outside. It was also chilly. And we were saying goodbye. And this was actually the goodbye before we both went off to college, and we knew we wouldn't see each other for... it was probably like 6 months at the time. December break would be the next, or actually, it would be June, July would be the next time I see her, because we were saying goodbye during December. Anyways, so we go out there, and at this point, I've liked this girl for 4 years. I'm pretty much obsessed with her at that point.
Obsessed,
and she knows. Like it's been clear. I've told her at least twice before this. That I'm definitely into you. And anyways, that night, something different, a little different happened. So I get out there to go to my car. And, before we hugged, we kind of just, we just stood there and looked at each other. And it was dark outside, and I could not see her face. But we were just standing there for like, I don't know, it felt like 5 minutes, but it was probably only like 30 seconds in the moment. And I just say to her, and I'm like, I can't see your face. And then I start to turn away, and she grabs my face, and she brings it back in line with hers. And in that moment, I felt like I should have made a move. I should have kissed her.
She grabbed your face and turned it back?
Yeah, she grabbed my face, and she brought it back.
Oh, yeah.
Looking at her.
You should have grabbed her face.
And I thought I should have kissed her. I really did. Like, in my mind, I'm like, maybe I should kiss her. But... lo and behold, Noah's a pussy, and Noah didn't kiss her, and Noah regrets it ever since. And we hugged for like 15 minutes, and full disclosure, boys. Oh. I got a half chub. I got a half chub.
I did not think that's what I thought you were going to say you cried. And
no, cried. Got a half chub. And I'm pretty sure she felt it because she like kind of moved her pelvis away from mine. Anyways, besides the fact, later down the line, sad. About a year and a half...
before you messed it up. She felt the happy, and she thought it was the hole.
Oh my!
And she was like, "Oh my god!"
It was cold, and I was standing. Do you know how hard it is to maintain a 9-foot erection? I can't maintain a 9-foot erection while standing in the cold. I just can't. It's impossible.
You blew it because you didn't kiss her, but you blew it because you didn't have her fully erect.
Well, you should have done.
A year and a half later.
You should have kissed her. Not made out with her. Just gave her a little kiss.
I think so as well. I really do.
Directly in the eyes and said, "I'll see you in 6 months." Turn around, walked away.
She crashed the car, died that night. She falls in love with you, and then she marries your dead body, like that other girl did.
The hell? What are you talking about?
I remember watching a My Strange Addiction where this lady had like a full tomb built, and she would go sleep on a cot next to her husband's casket.
Alrighty then. And with that is interesting. Anyways, the fact of the matter is, I'm not very confident, and I wish I never loved M because she destroyed my life, and I will never recover.
Okay, he said the power and capacity of knowing without conscience, our senses are very complicated. I was always good at it, but later down the road I made mistakes and lost my best friend over it, or over my idiocy. So, did you lose your best friend because you thought you knew, and then you went for it, but in reality you were wrong about knowing, and so you blew it? Is that the reasening behind it?
Or did you go for it, score, and then did something incredibly stupid and screwed it up?
I lost a really good friend like that in college. Me and this girl, we made out once, and it was my first kiss. I was 21 at the time, and I lost my first kiss. Yep, the ladder.
You lost it?
Okay, so you scored.
Yeah.
You were there. Then you screwed up.
And made a mistake.
And then you lost her.
Okay, but what does that have to do with...
I think that's life.
Yeah, that I can understand, but that had nothing to do with what I was talking about.
Anyways, back to me. I made out with this girl. I need to talk my feelings through, okay, guys? Just listen to me.
I think he's trying to talk his feelings through.
Who, me?
No, I think Dark Engine's trying to get some stuff off his chest to some strangers, and you're just kind of being a dick.
His thing through.
No, I don't agree with his logic. That's it.
I think he's jumping around because he's trying to get some stuff off his chest.
And that's fine. If you need to get
stuff
off your chest,
he can lay it all out there.
Feel free.
We're listening.
But I made out with this girl, and I caught feelings. And I knew from the beginning. I knew it, and I knew that she would never catch feelings for me. This was something that would never happen. She's
also a hoe.
Wait.
Okay, pause.
Okay, wait. Back up. How do you know that she would never catch feelings for you? Because you didn't know. I know you didn't know.
What?
We're talking about...
Pain. In my heart of hearts, I knew. But I did convince myself that there is a chance. But in my heart of hearts, I knew that there was really no chance. Because, we'll call her Jay. Jay just wasn't the type that would be attracted to a guy like me. She was always the person that was rowdy during college and would, like, make out with a ton of guys, and there's nothing wrong with that. But she would just never be tied down, really, to one specific guy. Anyways, I kissed this girl, I got attached, and then because of that, I lost her as a friend. Because know what I had to do? I knew that if I didn't stop, it would be another M situation where I'm in love with this girl for 4 whatever years. So I had to break off the entire friendship. I couldn't remain friends with her. I couldn't talk to her. I still haven't talked to her since college, which was probably like... God, the last time I talked to her was like 6 months ago, and I just lost a really good friend because of it. She made out with a ton of guys. That's a red flag, no?
Well, it's not a red flag because she wasn't dating anyone.
In college, at the college I went to at least, it was a very different view of like who you can make out with. It was very liberal. You can make out with any guy, and it's no big deal. No one's going to bat an eye. So I understand it. Now, am I personally going to go out and make out with a ton of girls? No. I always told myself that I only want to make out with people that I thought would like be special. And in my mind, I thought this would be special. And yes, it was my first kiss, so it's automatically special. But there was no feeling behind it. And she told me that afterwards, after the fact, one day when I'm like, hey, did you feel anything when we kissed? And she looked me in the eye and she said, no, I didn't feel anything. And it was like, that in and of itself was soul crushing. Because here I am on a feels train, and then this girl turns to me and says she didn't feel anything. I'm not anything to her. I'm just her friend. But who makes out with friends? Come on, man. But to me, it's not a red flag. It's just kind of like the culture. That's the word I'm looking for. The culture of the college I went to.
Did we go to the same college?
Yes, Payne. We went to the same college. You're still at the college.
Yeah.
Payne, you've never been to parties. Like literal parties.
Well,
open policy?
Isn't that just every party, though?
Open policy for the title of the podcast? Is that what you're saying? I remember you bringing that up earlier. Thoughts on open policy?
Open policy? I'm trying to think. I'm not a huge fan of that one, but like, maybe.
Yeah.
It's decent. It's better than Ram Ranch and the other one.
Come on, man. Yeah. I think it shows a good indication that we're willing to talk about anything on the podcast.
True.
Okay. Maybe keep something like open.
Yeah. I think the adjective of open is a good... Is it just say no?
We're not going to say no because it's decent.
We're not going to say no because it's better than what we've come up with.
We've come up with shit all day. We spent an hour
Out of everything I've heard today, I'd take that one over everything I've heard today. Besides the
we're not just trying to polish your dick.
Podcast.
We're actually being real.
Or the unnamed. I like the unnamed and I like the no named.
I thought the unnamed was. I thought those were taken already.
And I thought that was just a placeholder. The unnamed.
Yeah, but that's why I like it.
What? You like placeholder names? The only one I've heard that is like semi decent is the official podcast.
But isn't that taken?
Yeah, it's taken because it's an actual podcast. What do you guys think about Anthony Bourdain killing himself?
It's sad.
That's sad.
Yeah, sad.
Cook. I thought you were saying that it's the name of the podcast.
For a second, I thought so too, but then I read the rest. I'm like, oh. Yeah, it was really sad when I heard about it. It's always sad when someone of such
remember like watching a show when I was younger too. Yeah, there was also a time when like a lot of like Kate Spade also I think killed herself.
Yeah, it was. I think it was about 2 or 3 weeks within that time period of Kate Spade killing herself. And I always think it's really sad when people lose the battle with whatever's going on in their mind, be it depression or anything like that.
For sure.
It's really unfortunate, and I wish he would have gotten some more.
You guys think? Bennington. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you think? Because I know a lot of people think like Mac Miller, because of the way like some of his raps and the lyrics were or whatever, think that maybe that OD was like
intentional,
like planned, intentional OD. But I tend to disagree because I don't know. I just feel like most ODs end up being accidental, especially like on something like I don't know what he OD'd on, but like opioids, heroin and stuff. Like like if you're shooting heroin, I feel like it's usually accidental. Like,
I in my mind, I don't think it was on purpose, like you said. I think it was definitely accidental. But it's still really sad that he had this addiction, and a lot of people knew about it, that he had an addiction to opioids.
Oh yeah.
And I find it really sad. He hung himself?
He hung himself?
No, we're not.
I thought it was still being discussed.
No, Mac Miller. We're talking about Mac Miller.
We switched to Mac Miller.
Oh, he's talking about Anthony Bourdain.
Yeah, Anthony Bourdain did hang himself. We're talking about Mac Miller.
I thought there was still an investigation though on Mac Miller.
Yeah, but we know he overdosed of opioids. We just don't know if it was intentional or not. I don't believe.
I would believe that if it was intentional, there would be some sort of note, or maybe just his rap.
Yeah, or just something.
Were clues. That
I don't know. Maybe a toxicology report would shed some light on.
But it's
if it was
still an apparent overdose.
Huh?
It's an apparent overdose. We still don't know for sure.
I mean, is it still labeled as apparent?
Yeah, he went into cardiac arrest after an apparent overdose.
I read a Today I Learned thing today that Owen Wilson tried to kill himself.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I saw that.
Surprise!
Atomic Thunder. No idea about that.
And then Matthew McConaughey took his spot.
Even that big a role.
On Friday, it sourced towards People magazine that Miller had got into cardiac arrest after appearing to suffer a drug overdose. I'm gonna go off on a limb and say that it was probably a unintentional drug overdose.
Well, no. I personally think it's a drug overdose. I'm just saying we don't know the facts.
Yeah.
Because we do know that he struggled in the past with it, and that's like why Ariana Grande broke up with him, because he would keep going back to drugs.
Yeah. It's really sad all around. Like regardless of. Here's a question: XXXTentacion. What are your guys' thoughts about?
More like XXX exterminated, you know?
What?
Yeah, I felt like I've made my thoughts clear on that guy before.
Yeah, that guy is not
to
a
us
good dude.
in
it
private.
Sucks that he died. Sure, death sucks for anybody. Nobody deserves to die. I don't know, but he was a horrible person, and he didn't deserve the life he had.
I mean,
he
driving rich cars.
He abused his girlfriend,
money.
Right?
Yeah, but not only abused,
he should have been in prison.
He literally kidnapped and tortured her.
Yeah, he should have been in prison.
Yeah.
I find it crazy that since you're famous, you get off on so much just because you're famous. If that was a normal person, not famous, and the woman came to the police and said, "My boyfriend kidnapped me and tortured me," he'd be locked up for years and years and years.
Oh yeah.
And even more so, the fact that he is famous and his fans still supported him. That is the craziest aspect for me. Oh, he's changed. He's not the same man. I don't give a damn. The fact remains that this guy tortured his girlfriend. And you still have the audacity to say, yeah, I'm going to support him. It's like Chris Brown. I've never really understood how Chris Brown still stays in the limelight sometimes.
One of the major disappointments for me from Little Dicky was when he did that song with Chris Brown.
Yeah.
At first,
he was pretty irrelevant.
I was also very disappointed. And then I listened to it, and it was
Joyner.
bad.
And then Joyner Lucas has him.
With
He says he's like the greatest.
From?
Then Joyner's like he thinks he's like the greatest guy in the world.
Doesn't Joyner Lucas? Isn't he? He did a duo with Eminem in his new.
No,
album,
he did do that.
He was just featured on his.
He was just featured on the album, but like, I started listening to Joyner. It's gonna sound hipster, but like, quite a bit before he went into the spotlight.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I was super surprised. I think he posted on Instagram or whatever. He was just like, Chris Brown is like the realest guy out there. Blah blah blah. He's the greatest of all time.
It's crazy. He beat the shit out of Rihanna, and
Mm-hmm.
he literally beat the shit out of her. Like, it was bad. And I just find it crazy that anyone.
Oh, but Joyner deleted all of his previous posts before Kamikaze.
About Chris Brown?
Just about everything. Every single post he ever had deleted before, so he could do the Kamikaze promotion, I guess.
Interesting. It's crazy. I don't understand it at all. Like,
from what I can tell, Joyner seems like a pretty straight up cool guy.
Mm-hmm.
How long do you guys think hip hop is gonna last for?
Forever.
I think right now it's the most popular. I mean, it's the most popular genre right now.
Are you talking about like artists like Drake?
I just mean hip hop as a genre.
I think
it'll
it's
last
taken over. I think
for.
I hope that real instruments and like rock and blues come back for the sake of just like musical talent in general.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd like to see more musical instruments. I don't mind hip hop in general. I think hip hop, when you get musical instruments in there, is fantastic. Like I've said, the Far Side before, if you guys know who that is.
No.
I think, I mean, it just depends. But like right now, it seems like even the old people who have been known for rock and stuff, they've changed their sound so much that that's why everyone's like, I like the old sound. But like the reason they change is because we're getting sick of their old sound, and they change, and people are like, no, we want the old sound.
How long do you think mumble rapping? Oh, I'm sorry, Colin, continue.
I've heard mumble rap compared to disco.
Oh, really?
Sorry. Well, because disco was like hugely popular for a very short amount of time, and then it died all of a sudden.
I hope it dies an absolutely horrific death.
Wait, Dark Engine, you hope rap lasts until tomorrow?
No. He said he hopes hip hop lasts until tomorrow.
Not a big fan of hip hop, Dark Engine?
Really not.
What kind of music? What's
your favorite genre? Yeah, I'm gonna guess country.
No, I don't think country.
No.
Dark Engine doesn't like.
I'm gonna go for. If I had
yodeling.
To guess, 80s rock.
I could throw down with some yodeling.
Jazz fusion.
What is that?
Death metal.
I
changed it to death metal.
It's gonna be Kenny G.
Kenny G, sex god.
Hans
Schruber.
I like many types. Do you have any specifics that would answer our bets that we just wagered against each other?
What's your favorite type, though? Come on, dude. Friends Along. That's the
like if you could only listen to genre.
If you're stranded on an island, what is the music you bring with you?
Yeah, what's genre? You're stranded on an island and there's a CD player. Oh, there's a
cassette player.
An old cassette player. No, we'll say CD because that
an old vinyl record player. Van Halen. There we go.
There we go. That's
a good one. Jump by Van Halen. Bad for Teacher, Van Halen. Also a good one. That one's so good. I love the way the drum line goes in that. How it's like, it sounds like
classical.
I can get down to some classical beats, like Moonlight Sonata
I can get down
3.
to some piano.
Or Toccata and Fugue in D minor.
I feel like I'm one of the biggest music snobs I know, and I hate classical music.
What?
Yeah.
You can't even respect it?
No, I can respect it.
Okay.
It's not interesting to listen to.
Blues is pretty good. I also enjoy blues.
It's just like experimenting. It has no structure. There's no repetition in a lot of the early songs. It's just some dude twiddling on a violin in the major key. And it was like the first time that's ever happened. So people
Piano is great.
Yeah, whatever.
I will throw down with some instrumental soundtracks any day of the week.
I can get that. Let's look. Toccata and Fugue in D minor. Moonlight Sonata number 3. What else is there?
I've been getting into some Tennyson.
Tennyson? What is Tennyson?
Oh yeah, I like Tennyson.
What is Tennyson?
It's like,
never heard of Tennyson.
No, I
They're
think
an
you've heard
electronic
Tennyson.
group.
It's like
Yeah, we
it's
showed you them.
electronic, but it's like
They're almost like experimental because they use like everyday sounds in their music.
Yeah, I really like it. It's like electronic, classical. I don't know. It's not your average. I think it's under. I think they're under Skrillex's
Label.
label, but they're not. They're not like that type of music. They're not dubstep or really electronic. It's just like sounds like crystal clear. It's awesome. I'd recommend listening to them.
All right. Well, I think we've been going for about an hour and 30 minutes.
30
now.
minutes, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
wow.
I think that's a pretty good pilot episode of our podcast.
For a whole one viewer.
Yeah. Hey, it was still good.
Hey,
it was still good.
Better than
I
no
enjoyed
viewers.
You gotta start somewhere.
Thanks
it.
a lot,
I hope you tune back into our next one.
Yeah, we
for some
I
appreciate
hope you're
it.
not
topics.
somebody we know and you're just messing with us. But
That'd be
you're just-
unfortunate. The biggest catfish of 2019. That would be. You'd be.
If you
bigger
are
than-
Richard, if you ever come back here, I will track you down and murder you.
You know, that's.
You are the best viewer ever.
You are the
You're
best
our only
viewer.
viewer. So
The
by
number
default, you
one
are the best
viewer we've ever had. But we appreciate you stopping by and taking the time to, ask us some questions and give us.
When we blow up Dark
answers.
Engine, we will credit you as the one who stuck with us through it all.
You know what?
That's right.
Dark Engine, if we blow up, I will put a dedicated plaque somewhere on both my Twitch channel page and somewhere in my room saying Dark Engine 1, the first person to watch our podcast.
And we will fly you out to California on our dollar.
And our podcast name, Dark Engine 1.
Actually, we'll be Dark Engine 2 because we don't want to take away from Dark Engine 1's magnificence.
True.
You know what? Fuck it. If we get big, I swear to God, you will be our first guest. You will be our first guest on the podcast, and then after that, we'll have Riley Reed, porn star extraordinaire. That is honestly the ultimate goal. I don't know about you guys, but I want Riley Reed
That'd
on
be
this
so
podcast.
awkward.
No,
What do you
that'd
mean
be
it
really
would be awkward? Dark Engine,
no, I
thanks
just
for the
think it'd
call.
be awkward.
Appreciate it, man.
So Riley, what's it like having sex?
No, Riley. So
Riley,
tell
I
me a
watched
little
one of
bit
your films
about what
yesterday,
you
and let
do
me
to get
tell
it.
you,
Damn it, guys!
how
No.
you do not have an Oscar is a question.
She does have an
Kennedy.
Oscar, pretty much
She
for
really?
the American videos or American adult
adult.
videos. But that I'm gonna ask her what is
Well,
your pregame before getting
we'll-
absolutely railed
Okay, well we can save all this.
We'll
for
cross
when,
that bridge when we get there.
when it
Yeah.
sails or
Yeah.
whatever they say. Anyways, Dark Engine 1, thanks again for tuning in. We'll probably be on next weekend. We're probably gonna do this. I don't know, once a week,
As
guys.
we
or-
can. Yeah,
Keep your Saturdays and Sunday nights open.
Yeah, and who knows? Maybe even
Most
during the
likely
week we
Sunday
can do
nights.
mini episodes. I don't know.
I doubt that.
Well, Peyton is always busy, but he didn't really contribute anything to this podcast besides
What?
being an asshole. So maybe we'll just boot him out and we'll bring in some other talent.
Cool.
Yeah. Anyways, my name is Noah. Once again, thanks for tuning in. We appreciate it, and we hope you all have a good rest of your night wherever you live. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. And thanks for tuning in to whatever the hell we name this podcast. Take care, guys.
Bye.
Bye. Everyone harmonize with me. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.